Have you ever thought to yourself about how many different sports started? Take golf as an example. Who thought of hitting a ball with a stick? Or maybe it's a little bit more complicated than that. Today I will inform you about how golf started, how it evolved, and to where it is now. I feel qualified to speak over this topic as I've been playing for nearly 15 years and have a deep passion for the sport. Today I'll go over 3 topics that will highlight and give you more knowledge in golf. Starting from who started and how did it become, and then to how it grew and became so popular to where it is now. Starting with the origins of golf, according to the historicuk.com, golf was stated to be played on the eastern coast of Scotland. In the early days, players would attempt to hit a pebble over sand dunes and around tracks using a bent stick or a club. Until the 15th century, Scotland prepared to defend itself against an invasion. The nation's enthusiastic pursuit of golf, however, led many to neglect their military training. And so much of that, the Scottish Parliament of King James II banned the sport in 1457. Coming back to life in 1502, when the king gained the royal seal of approval when King James IV of Scotland became the world's first golfing monarch. It wasn't until 1744 when the game of golf officially became a sport, when the gentlemen golfers of Leith formed the first club and set up an annual competition. 20 years later, the very first 18-hole golf course was constructed, which is what we now know as St. Andrews. At the time, they were using handcrafted wooden clubs, usually made from the beech with shafts of ash or hazel. Golf is now was then evolving into a larger sport, also from the historicuk.com. Expanding across the globe during the 19th century, the British Empire expanded to encompass the globe, so golf followed closely behind. The first golf club formed outside of Scotland in 1766. The first golf club outside of Britain was in Bangalore, India, nearly 50 years later. Others quickly followed, including Ireland, Cape Town, New York, and Hong Kong. And then it began to grow more popular and accessible. The birth of the railways allowed ordinary people to explore outside of their towns and cities, and that was the consequence of golf clubs to appear all over the countryside. Mass production was in effect and allowed manufacturers to create more balls and clubs. The United States Golf Association was then established in 1894 to regulate the game. With availability of serious funding through the commercial sponsorship, the USA quickly established itself. Where is it now? According to the PGA Tour, golf is seeing more Americans play now than ever before. Roughly 1 in 7 Americans played golf in 2022, resulting in a little over $100 billion in direct economic impact, an increase of 20% from the $84 billion in 2016. The CEO of World Golf Foundation stated that the economic impact study is proof that golf, the sport, and the industry is thriving. It is truly contributing more to the U.S. economy than ever before. Reasonings for the spike in golf. In 2020, a safe and socially distant activity during the height of the coronavirus pandemic, golf became the go-to sport. And then the popularity of off-course golf entertainment venues such as Topgolf, Drive Shack, and PopStroke have made the game more accessible and appealing, especially to younger, diverse demographics. 48% of all golf participants were between the ages of 6 and 34. So in conclusion, I've informed you about how the sport of golf started, evolved, and is now rapidly growing in today's age. So will you take part in the rapidly growing sport and get in a swing?